stop. I don't remember if it's henbane or henbane. So they are, I need a breath. So cashew, I keep calling them cashew stems. The cashew stem, no wait, hensbane or henbane, I don't really remember which one it is a common-ish flowering plant. Has yellow leaves. No, it doesn't have yellow leaves. And you know what? I don't remember what I was gonna say. On top of that, I forgot what I was going to say. So, whenever people have children or babies, they're always really, really concerned about making everything baby-proof, and there's electrical outlet covers and all these things. But there's only several hundred deaths by outlets, or by touching outlets here. There are thousands and thousands of houseplant poisonings because people never remove their dangerous houseplants. There is this plant called a blue cama. It has blue flowers and has this edible, delicious root. The only problem is that it grows in the same field as death camas, which look almost exactly the same in certain seasons, but it's deadly. And it's so hard to tell that even natives there will often get them confused. And in fact, Lewis and Clark's crew were accidentally given death camas by mistake and got very sick, but thankfully they did not die. Another member of the notorious nightshade family is moonflower, which has effects as ominous sounding as its name does, that if you eat the leaves, it can make you go crazy. There's a story of settlers who came to America and their settling spot was filled with moonflower. And when the soldiers came, they slipped moonflower in their food, which made the soldiers go crazy for 11 days so they could win. So the oleander is a very classic poisonous plant and is so poisonous that it's rumored that campers that will use the oleander twigs to cook their campfire food will actually die because of the poisoning. So there's an entire family of plants that has some really good plants in it and some really bad plants in it, but almost all of them have these photosynthetic properties that when you get their oils or whatever on you, that it gives a sensation like it's being burned, and it almost always gets worse by sunlight. So that family includes things like hemlock, giant hogsweed, celery. And in fact, there's a story of once a woman ate celery root and went into a tanning bed and she got severely sunburned because of that. So corn, although safe in small amounts and mixed with other food, can actually be really dangerous when you eat a whole bunch of corn and nothing else, which American settlers learned, unfortunately, the hard way. Corn contains niacin, and when you only eat that in high concentration, it causes the 4 Ds. The 4 Ds are dermatitis, diarrhea, dementia, and death. And in fact, those symptoms inspired the creation of Dracula, the first vampire. Although mushrooms are technically not plants, they're fungi, and in a different kingdom, they still deserve some mention. Now, mushrooms are incredibly hard to identify whether they are poisonous or safe to eat. That is because a mushroom that is completely safe in one area might be completely poisonous in a different area, just based on temperatures and just all these outside elements. And on top of that, there's thousands and thousands of mushroom species that have not been properly identified and classified, and people don't really know too much about them. People often end up using outdated information, and immigrants who come to America very often get a mushroom poisoning because mushrooms that are safe in their area might not be safe here. Mushroom poisoning is unfortunately common, considering that many of the mushrooms in our own backyard, like fairy rings or things like that, are actually poisonous mushrooms, and many children have gone to the hospital or died by eating a wrong mushroom. So the classic mushroom that everybody knows, red with white spots and white stem trunk thingy, is actually called the fly mushroom. Magic mushrooms also look very similar, but fly mushrooms are known to make you like delusional, send you into anxiety attacks, put you into deep sleep or coma, and oddly enough, most people die by them when they accidentally eat the wrong mushroom, which leads me to question why you would eat one in the first place. There's a reason that cashews are not sold raw in the store. Now maybe you think they're sold raw, but that's actually because they're boiled or steamed or something like that. Now, what most people don't know is that cashews are in the same family as poison ivy and poison sumac and poison oak. And the cashew shell contains those same irritating oils. And if the nut gets in contact with the outside of the shell at any point, then they get the oil on it, and then you get the oil in you. So cashew nuts are always boiled to have the shell things open, so you never end up having to get a weird rash by eating cashews. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you would like to learn more about the facts that I shared, or just get more of these kind of facts, then I would completely recommend Wicked Plants by Amy Stewart, because that's where I got most of my information from.